my fellow Americans, my name is Hubert H. Humphrey.
Oh, my name is Ed Sullivan. My name is Rich Little, and boy, have I got a secret.
From Hollywood, the show that reveals all, I've Got a Secret. And now, let's meet the star of I've Got a Secret, Steve Allen.
Hello, Dave. How are you once again? Happy morning. Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome to the new I've Got a Secret. And if this doesn't work out, we'll go back to the old one. You know what I mean? Anyway, we got a panel for you tonight. First of all, comedian Pat Carroll, and the star of the new comedy series MASH, Alan Alda, the gracious TV hostess and actress who will fix my mouth for me, Betty White, and Laugh-In's Richard Dawson. There's our panel. And now, let's see if we can find a contestant out there. We'll play some kind of a game. He's just wearing this in case he fell down on the way out, you see. Would you tell us your name, please?
Addison Pemberton.
Addison Pemberton.
Remember him.
Story. You remember him as Lord Pembroke, I think. And where are you from, Addison?
La Mesa, California.
La Mesa, California. Well, panel, Mr. Pemberton's secret concerns something that he built, constructed, and if you'll whisper the details to me, sir, we'll let the world in on your secret. That's what you built. I see. Okay? What you have to do now, panel, obviously, is find out what Mr. Addison Pemberton built. Addison Pemberton built one day. And he's going to demonstrate it for us a little later. We'll start the questioning with my dentist. Start the questioning with Alan Alda.
Mr. Pemberton, did you build a horse, or is it something that moves?
Yeah, it moves.
It moves.
That's a very good question, Alan.
Thank you.
Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can build a horse. Now, go ahead.
Only Addison Pemberton can build one. Did you, it moves. Does it have wheelies on it?
Yes,
Does it move with a motor?
it sure does.
Is it smaller than a small car?
Yeah.
Does it have 4 wheels?
No.
Have 2 wheels?
No.
Do I hear 3 wheels? So, Mr. Pemberton.
Neither 4 wheels nor aft wheels, as a matter of fact. But all seriousness aside, Betty White.
All seriousness aside, it doesn't have 4 wheels and it doesn't have 2 wheels. Did you make it out of something that you just kind of picked up here and there?
Somewhat.
I mean, like, for instance, a soapbox or something like that?
No, not
It
at
isn't
all.
that. Well, that rules out the whole derby. All right, let's go for wheels. Does it have 3 wheels?
No.
Does it have 5?
No.
Does it have no wheels?
No. I mean, yeah.
It has wheels.
And it goes and it has no wheels.
Does it have wheels?
It has no wheels. Does it go on water?
Does it have no wheels?
It has
did
not
I
been
get a
established.
No, I didn't.
Do it
say
have
that.
wheels or doing it?
Because I didn't hear
I didn't hear the buzz. I'm sorry. I thought it was his tongue.
Oh, I didn't hear it either. It has neither wheels nor buzzers, apparently. But we'll clear this up for you later. Let me see now. Richard Dawson would be next.
Present. Sir, this object has a motor, no wheels.
Well, that's
And
an
does it have one wheel?
It does.
It does. Is it a wheel that goes along the ground or a steering wheel? Would it be a steering wheel?
No.
Would it be a unicycle of some kind?
Not a unicycle.
of some kind.
Of some kind.
Yeah.
One of the weakest points of my case.
Okay, we just have Pat Carroll to try to win the game.
Mr. Pemberton, this object with one marvelous wheel and one motor, is it a racing object?
No, not at all.
It's just for fun?
Yeah.
Do you wear that helmet while you're doing whatever you do?
Yes.
Does it look like a motorcycle of sorts?
Of sorts.
A weird one.
A weird motorcycle.
Of sorts.
Would it be winged plus the motor? Would it be
No.
like a flying motorcycle?
Basically, panel, you've gotten it. You've got the factor that it's a motorcycle and one wheel, so it's a one-wheel motorcycle. That's all there is to it.
the old motorcycle uniguard.
What Mr. Pemberton calls his creation, not too surprisingly, is a monocycle. Did you have a little help in putting it together, sir?
I didn't build it. 2 other people did.
Perfect strangers, were they?
No, they worked for my father.
They work for your father, I see. Well, we're going to see Mr. Pemberton ride his monocycle right now. Help yourself to our stage on your monocycle, Mr. Pemberton. And we'll let the folks around the country know what one of these things looks like. In case they ever see one, they'll be able to remember it. The monocycle is really, as you'll see in just a moment or two here, unless he goes the wrong way, is a kind of a tractor tire panel with a motorcycle engine. And Mr. Pemberton rides inside the tire like a big human hubcap. And here he comes now. Hey, hey! Round and around she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows. That's terrific. Wonderful. And the winning number is 547. Who has it over there?
I thought you said it wasn't a horse.
No, on 3 wheels. It's got 3 wheels.
Well, actually, these wheels don't count.
Oh, I see.
That's a rule. We just
They
made
just
up.
write. The big one counts.
The big one is
Okay.
the only one that really counts. Otherwise, you couldn't call it a monoclide. You'd have to call it a triglyceride.
bet
Whatever.
A likely story.
Well, what do I know about chemistry or even what my mouth is doing at the moment? You steer it by your
Falling over.
sliding from side to side or falling off, as Alan might say. How old are you?
18.
Would you like to try for 19? And get out of that thing at once. No, actually, if it doesn't become a hit, you can always turn it sideways and tell the world it's a motorized hula hoop. But thank you very much, Mr. Pemberton, for joining us. And keep them rolling. I'll turn you around. No, you can turn yourself.
I've got a secret. We'll continue in just 1 minute.
Get ready to play.
If you have trouble getting you to the benefits of owning a Rascal, join over 100,000 Rascal riders who found Rascal to be the easiest to operate, easiest to transport, and easiest to afford. Your Rascal can be insurance or Medicare reimbursable.
My Rascal has given me a new lease on life.
I didn't get around much at home until I got my Rascal.
I was burdened to other people. Now I'm independent.
I call it taking a walk. I jump on my Rascal and I take a walk. Every month we give away another free Rascal. If you call right now, we'll give you up to 12 chances to win yours free. So call for your free color catalog. Call today. Don't delay. Next month's winner could be you.
To win a free Rascal, call 1-800-380-7171. That's 1-800-380-7171. Call now.
A woman's body is about 70% water.
That young man is backstage now working on a motorized bagel for mice. I must get some sleep. Let's meet another contestant before I wander off here altogether. And would you introduce yourself to the panel, sir?
Yes, my name is Bob Davis.
And you live in?
Great Bend, Kansas.
Great Bend, Kansas. And there are some of the greatest bends in Kansas that I've ever seen. Panel, Mr. Davis' secret concerns some interesting material, some stuff that he brought along with him. We're going to open our doors now and let the whole world take a look at it, along with our panel, of course. Johnny Olson is sifting it through his fingers so you can see its general consistency. And Mr. Davis, if you'll whisper what that pile of material is, we'll let the audience know. I see. Very interesting. Remarkable. Panel, we'll give you the general clue that the pile of stuff weighs about 400 pounds, and we'll start the questioning with Pat Carroll.
Mr. Davis, that kind of looks like the stuffing of pillows. Is it a man-made material?
Oh, yes, it's man-made.
Is its use for stuffing, or is it?
It has a very important use.
As stuffing?
No, not as stuffing.
Not as
Excuse
stuffing.
me.
I was just going to say, do I have a turkey recipe for you?
No.
Well, does this material then have, an industrial use?
Yes, an industrial use.
In its present form, yes.
Yes.
As it is now, is it used in the manufacturing of some kind of machinery?
No.
Is it used to drop on something because it's all torn apart?
No, I'm
Is it
afraid
used in
not.
conjunction with something else?
Yes.
Actually, it's dandruff. It's dandruff from the Jolly Green Giant. We didn't like that. I'm sorry. Has nothing to do with it. Ignore what I said. one down, and Alan Alda.
Okay, now is this used in some kind of chemical reclamation?
No.
Is it used in any kind of ecological process to clean up fumes and stuff?
Or has
other
an ecological use, but that's not the primary use.
Not to clean anything up. There's no cleaning involved.
No.
Or, is it found in the lining of brassieres?
I found some in...
No, and I hope you're not either. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Two down, and it's perfectly understandable.
I hope that buzzer wasn't something personal.
All right. No, Betty White tried to do something.
Well, now you've ruined everything because... that looks like the stuff the janitor used to throw on the floor, and then sweep out, and it would pick up all the dust.
It does, doesn't
it? Throw on the floor. I don't know. But, so it's not a cleaning. Does it have anything to do with the space agency, or space effort?
No.
We'd better say no. There's a sense in which it does, but not the way you mean.
Is it it's a chemical product?
No.
No, but it's man-made. Has it ever been a growing thing? Is it from anything that's been growing?
If you play your cards right. But not in the sense you mean.
No.
This is a very tough one. Richard Dawson, can you pull the chestnuts out of the fire here?
Well, all right. I didn't think they were done, but I certainly will. Bob, is it dried out silly putty?
Dried out silly putty.
Is this used as we see it now, or does something else happen to it when it's used in its proper form?
It's used in its present form.
I object.
However, what you're trying to find out is what was its original form.
Yes. Thank you. What was its original... I hope I'm not out of line.
As I said, this was a... I'll be right out. This was a very tough one. They all are. We make them that way. But what you're looking at over there, panel, if you look at it again, is $1 million worth of shredded, ground-up dollar bills. Now, you might well wonder what can you use it for in its present shape, and Mr. Davis will tell us.
Forging.
Well, you see, we're in the oil well drilling mud business, and in addition to clays and other chemicals used in drilling mud, we use sometimes a filler, and we use the fibers in this as a filler so that as the well is drilled and you run into porous formations, it's used as a sealer.
But how much money does it take to make a ton, let's say, paper money?
Well, it depends on what they're grinding up, but normally about $5 million.
$5 million a ton.
Are these old used bills?
Oh, yes.
They turn out to pasture and you grind them up?
We don't grind them.
Where do you get it, by the way?
We get it from the Federal Reserve banks, and they grind it.
How much would that cost to buy that in that form?
Well, if you wanted to buy it, it's normally about $250 a ton ready for use in the oil wells.
Do they deliver?
Oh, yes.
Why don't you reserve Dickie a couple of tons, but don't bother grinding it up. And thank you very much, Mr. Davis. We'll be right back. Thank you.
We'll be back with our guest star, Rich Little, right after these messages.
He never wrote a book. Call now for your free copy of The Lamb of God. It's a gift without cost or obligation from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Most wrinkles are caused by sun damage, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, and age spots. Your skin looks firmer, younger, healthier. Visibly reduce the signs of sun damage with Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Wrinkle Cream.
What do you want?
Brownies. Thick, moist, fudgy, chocolatey, home-baked brownies. A whole lot of them.
You want new Duncan Hines thicker, moister, chewy fudge brownies. The thickest, moistest brownies Duncan Hines has ever made. Ah, the smell of them. Oh, the taste of them. Brownies that leave nothing to be desired, except maybe more. Duncan Hines' new thicker, moister, chewy fudge brownies. Just what you want.
You know, I just figured out how you could sell that stuff, that green stuff. You could call it instant money. You just put it in a glass of water, it turns into a $10 bill. I think something like that would make sense. Right now, we're going to bring out our special celebrity guest, Rich Little. Here he is. As you may have noticed, Rich, I don't want you to feel lonesome. The panel did not leave because of you, but they're off stage right now in a soundproof room so that they cannot hear what Rich and I are going to talk about for the next minute or two here. Before showtime tonight, we invited members of our studio audience to challenge you, Rich, to do imitations, impersonations of various actors and so forth, that they would suggest and you would have to do, and they've written them on cards so that you can read them. Of course, we don't want them to speak because that would tip the panel off to what's happening. So that's the story. Now I guess we can get the panel out of the soundproofed booth, and we will very shortly get to work. Where might we have the good fortune to see you performing this season?
Well, Steve, I'm going to be a semi-regular on the Julie Andrews show this fall.
Terrific.
And... And watch for my new album out called W.C. Fields. W.C. Fields for president.
That's the title of it?
We couldn't be any worse than the...
Very good idea. It depends on what season they're seeing this show. Now, could we get the panel back in? Are they about ready to go? Okay, we'll lift up the curtain of their lower berth over there. They're all blindfolded, as you can see. Panel, sorry to have kept you in the dark in every sense of that word, but something's up we don't want you to know about yet. You'll have to tell us. Rich's secret is something that he's doing, and we'll start the questioning with Betty White.
Is it something that's it's funny to see you do? Are you doing it this minute? Hello, Rich. Come in if you're
Yes,
in.
I'm right here, Betty.
Is there anyone else involved, or am I getting personal?
No, I'm just standing here waiting, for the CBS commissary to cater my daughter's wedding.
Have you changed appearance in any way? Have you changed your clothes at all?
No, not really. No, I'm just the same likable young person I've always been.
Really grateful. Did it take physical dexterity to do what you're doing?
Very good start, Betty White, and now we go to Dickie Dawson. Betty, you may take your mask off now.
Okay.
You were saying, Dickie?
Yes. Rich, are you doing something that, if you did it in the street, would get you into trouble?
I think the way things have been going, if I did this in the street, I would be in big trouble. Make no mistake about that.
Mr. President, would you be wearing a mask of any kind?
Well, I never wear a mask. The only thing I wear is a girdle. That's about the size of it.
Is this something that could get you locked up in a civilized society?
I'm afraid that it could if I carry it on too far. Right, Kimasabi?
Okay, Dickie, you may take your mask off, and now we go to Pat Carroll.
Rich, is what you're doing, does it have to do with the change of your voices? In other words, sliding from one impersonation to another?
That is absolutely correct. You do meet the strangest people, and I've got a secret.
Well, I just have that feeling that you must be changing outfits as you change your voice.
No, I'm just standing here, not changing anything except my voice.
Does it have to do with what you are wearing? Is it anything on your person that you are changing if it's not clothing, then?
No, it's not at all. I'm just standing here. I've just purchased the Hollywood Bowl. I'm going to have it mounted and give it to Liz.
And that is 3 down and 1 to go. Alan Alda, you may take your mask off, Pat.
Is it that you're doing something other than the impersonations that you're doing?
That is kind of a difficult question. Just a second here. Harvey, am I doing something different here?
The answer to that is yes.
You're doing something other than that. Is it something that you might ordinarily do in conjunction with impersonations, as opposed to pouring maple syrup on yourself while you do impersonations?
Well, no, but gosh, I saw a big pile of sand backstage, and I was so attracted to it.
So it's something that you would ordinarily do while doing impersonations. He fell off it, whatever it was.
No, I've never done this in my act, if that's what you mean. Never.
I think that you're going out and sending in these real people. It sounds exactly right. Well, well, in that case, you must be doing something very bizarre. So I would say you're standing on your head while doing impersonations.
Yeah, and I'm doing it without a drink, too. Yeah, I want to tell you that, folks. Yeah, I want to... No, that's not the right one.
Are you standing on Steve's head while doing impersonations?
No, I'm just waiting around to get a drink. I'm a light drinker, I just keep drinking until it gets light. Oh, everybody. No, that's not correct at all.
Well, this was a lot of fun as a secret panel, but very difficult for you to get. What Rich was doing, as you couldn't tell until you took your masks off, was imitations requested by these members of our audience, as you see now, who came up on stage to make these requests. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. And Rich Little, thank you for doing your usual sensational impression. We'll be right back.
I've Got a Secret will continue after these messages.
You find on I've Got a Secret?
From the people who brought you pure and plus shipping and handling to the address above. Rush delivery available. Order now.
Well, Rich, it's wonderful to have all of you here this evening. What kinds of things will you and Julie Andrews be doing?
Well, Julie is going to do a lot of comedy. It's not going to be an all-singing show. Now, one of the things he suggested the other day was, he said, you do Oliver Hardy, don't you? And I said, I certainly do. She said, I'd like to play Stan Laurel.
Oh, great
And
idea.
we'll do a thing together. And so she's going to do a lot of comedy.
Well, why don't you tell her if it doesn't work out, I'm in Tijuana in the book.
That's a wonderful
I read somewhere recently an article about Frank Gorshin. He said he doesn't do nearly as many voices as you do. Is there any prominent actor or political figure that you don't do, you just can't tackle?
Well, I haven't got McGovern down yet. I'm waiting around to see whether it'd be worthwhile to get down.
In some of our cities, that may seem a very interesting prehistoric comment, but on the other hand, that would be the breaks of the game.
I do Thomas Eagles, and I just disappear.
There we go. Well, Rich, we hope you'll bring your very talented mouth around here anytime, because it's always wonderful to pay one salary to 17 actors, especially when they're the top names in the business. And we hope that the esteemed members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I certainly wish we had any more time, but we don't. Thanks very much to Pat, Alan, Betty, and our dear friend Richard. And we'll see you all bye-bye later next week.
Secret contestants receive cash awards plus Lee's gifts. For our first contestant, Samsonite Silhouette Luggage, featuring concealed locks and stain and scuff-resistant finish, Samsonite will make travel a little easier. For our second contestant, 20 square yards of Maslin's inner circle carpeting in a swirling pattern made of Cumuloff nylon from Monsanto. Good looks that'll last for years. Maslin makes all carpet that way. For our guest celebrity, a Mallory cassette recorder with Duratape. Cassette tape with built-in head cleaner for clean, clear sound, and Duracell battery. Duracell, the long-distance power cell. This is Johnny Olson speaking for I've Got a Secret, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
Show Network. All play, all day.